Good morning. I'm ready today in record time. We're just going to get straight into it. I have been working on things and stuff. And things. You can probably tell from the thumbnail if you spotted that on the way in. Or if you're on Twitch, I'm sorry. If you spotted the YouTube thumbnail on the way in, I made a change. There's styling on the page now. It's also in dark mode. This is just some of like the default stuff from the view import that I modified a little bit. You see the sign-in box is a little custom thing. I will eventually add light mode support, but I'm going to keep it to dark mode for now because I think it's just better on stream. And then some small things. Obviously the styling is not done. Kind of looks like shit. This is like all the way up in the corner where you can't really see it. And then we've got this versions system, which is not functioning currently. Let's just go back to the code. Actually, we can log in. If I just typed in some random BS, we need to get this email sorted out because that's not correct. Change my password. Whoa. I can log in, and now we see the standard home page here. Let's hop back to Codeland where I belong. I don't know who let me be in charge of front-end stuff, but here we are. Cool. So there's a bunch of stuff to do. An infinite amount of stuff to do, because I've not planned this at all. I'm now realizing that I've opened myself up to a life of feature creep and all sorts of BS. So, for now, I'm going to run you through a few things that I did. I'm trying to remember where I left off last time, because I've been so my brain's been so scrambled the last, like, week and a half. I'm getting ready to go on a trip. I've got all sorts of DnD prep stuff, all sorts of stuff at work. Just trying to make my way in the world, figure things out. And that's not leaving a lot of space for cognition, you know? So, let's jump back. I think the last thing I showed you was the router, where I added a login check. I'm not sure if they did it on stream or off stream, but I added this login check. I updated it a little bit so it doesn't try to re-authenticate you when you jump to the setup, because it causes an error the first time you boot the app, which I found out when I nuked it and tried to rebuild it, and it did not work. Obviously, this styling stuff, we can take a look at that. I dropped this style.css file in that comes with Vue, and I made some modifications. I think the biggest ones are these, and I'm not great at CSS, so give me some grace here. I added a fill height in an input text group set of classes here, so that when we go to our login page and our setup page, these are both the same. We can see we've got our centered item, which is, you know, this fill height, right? And then we can see our input text groups here. So all of this stuff should be working correctly. There's this generic display box, which has this class here. This is kind of what I'm going for with the app, is just breaking everything out into like little sections to make it easy for people who, when they do pull this code and they want to implement their own version of this on their servers, they can very easily make changes. So if you needed to add a new page and you had to go through and recode a freaking display box, that'd be a pain in the ass. But if you can just drop this in, easy peasy. Now obviously it all needs documentation and stuff, but we'll see how I get on with that. There's probably going to be some time in here where I either get an LLM to help me with the docs, which should be cool, because I can just write descriptions and I don't have to worry about formatting everything over and over and over again. Actually, I bet you maybe Copilot can actually do that now. Which is where I live best, in the writing space, right? So, and then, oh, I lost my train of thought. Great. And then I want to make a doc here so I can very easily explain what the idea is, because I kind of realized that I'm not very good at telling you what the future is going to look like in general. I'm just maybe I'm not good at explaining the order of things. I have such a clear view of what this is gonna be in my head, and putting that into words for other people to understand is not my strong suit. I've tried so hard to get better at explaining things verbally, and I'm just not very good yet. Let me log in to Lucid really quick. Off screen. Let me just make sure I'm off screen. Lucid chart. I think I still pay for this. Sign up. No, can I log in? Is this gonna show my name? I'm on a free plan. Okay, that's fine. New blank doc. I have a 3 document limit. Okay, I will just use this then. Cool, and then I can open this, and we can drag this in here. And look at me, it's dang ol' Lucid chart. Does Lucid chart have a dark mode? View. No. Why is there no dark mode? My eyes hurt. It's fine. I'll live. Okay. So let me get my bearings here. On normal systems, and I think I've actually got an item limit here. So let's break this out. If we take a look, we have centralized systems. Centralized character sheets. So character sheet systems. There we go. You have an server. These are for flowcharts. Do we have any server diagrams? More shapes. Sure, we'll take network infrastructure. Okay. So we have our centralized character sheet systems, which have a server. So this will be like, I don't know. I could name a few name brands like Roll20 or DnD Beyond or any of those. We'll just say like name brand, right? Name brand host. And they link to their database, right? These two are linked like so. Ooh, wrong arrow. There we go. Now, you, being a content consumer who will own nothing and be grateful, user. Actually, we can copy this over. Right, so we've got our web of users here, and they all, maybe I can make them a little bit smaller. All of our users here all connect to this name brand host, and there could be thousands of these users, and in fact I think there's probably millions if Hasbro's reporting is to be believed, which it might be. So they all connect to this one host, and that serves all the database content, and this is for a ton of users across, like, here, let's just actually label this properly. User 1, user 2, user some number, and then down here we've got user n. So any number of users all connecting to one system. Now, hang on. User check. Why is my stream deck like in the other fucking planet? Come over here. Oh my goodness. Now, this is not technically decentralized, but this is going to be a less centralized system. I'm going to quote this because this is not a real term, I don't think. I think most people would just lie to you and say it's decentralized. We have our custom host, 1. Oh. Custom host 2, and then so on, down through as many as you want. And these are owned by one user. So we'll have our owner, which we can think of as our GM, or our caring player that might exist for some groups. So your GM or whoever owns the host for your character sheet server. So you can think of it like if DnD Beyond had a CEO that played D&D. I don't know if they do. Probably not. They could do whatever they wanted with D&D Beyond to suit their party, right? Owner 2. There we go. And then we've got user 1 through user N, and user A through, well, now I'm kind of out of variables, but A through Z, right? In this instance, you have your copy of OpenSheet, which is, these databases should be much smaller. No, actually, I don't like that. You've got your copy of OpenSheet, which is this, right? This host here, and then the client that it sends to your users. That's what I'm trying to do with this. So, obviously there's no actual home page here, but you can imagine in the future where you'd have this home page, you'd be able to set up your campaigns that you're running on your own server. Everyone's character sheets would be hosted here. You'd have your full copy of your SRD all baked in, so you can still do, I don't know if I'll do the character building stuff, maybe at some point in the future, but you can still have all of your character sheets. It'll calculate your proficiency bonus and stuff like that. Maybe even at some point, I'll have to talk to the people who make these games to see if I can make other, or port systems into this, right? Then you can even assign, like, if multiple game masters are running in your group, you can have 2 GMs and they can each have their own campaigns, and it's going to limit who sees whose character sheet and for what reasons, and things like that. It's all very, very simple and very complicated at the same time. What is it? So now we can look back on this and say, this diagram makes no sense in like a week, and I'll fix it to make more sense next time. Maybe. I could at least annotate where this software is going to go. And if you're expecting like, oh, this is where there's going to be a pitch for money. No. This is going to be, my plan is to completely open source this project. So I'll give you the option to host your own character sheet online service for free, ideally. Maybe I'll do like a tip jar or something. But yeah, anything to not have to use D&D Beyond would be preferable. Just because there's so much headache with their backend system. I've actually heard they're rewriting their backend system, and that's good because they need it. I don't know how they have a staff of people entering all of their data. Cool. Let's begin back here. Actually, let's begin in a Google Doc. Let me get us a Google Doc. And we'll note out some features. Okay, cool. Still no dark mode on Google Sheets, unfortunately. Okay, OpenSheet features, I'll just note some stuff. The first thing that I note is that the homepage has no nav. So navigation is important. We need a place to stick all of our things and stuff. All of our pages that we want to go to, all of our campaigns that we're running. We also need the ability to log out. I did not implement that. To modify users. To create users. These are probably going to both be admin. And then I want to implement the... You know what? No, let's start here. Let's begin here. I will worry more about new features beyond these four. These four are my goal for, I guess, like the next 2 days or whatever. This stuff should all be pretty easy. I need to remember how to do nav stuff. The rest of it is stuff I've done before. This is the thing about programming UIs. If you don't make a lot of new UIs, you kind of forget the setup stuff. It's all at the start. So, like, going back through all of the configs and things for this app, I had to spend so much time. Also, I want to add, I'm going to add one more, versions. I started this, and then I didn't get the chance to finish it over the weekend. All the config stuff just takes a little bit of remembering. I should take better notes, but, you know, what can you do? Like, you only ever have to code, what is it? Your JWT token code once. And once you get this done, I mean, I've had apps where I get this done and I never have to look at it again because it's just kind of foolproof at that point. Of course, you know, if the JWT token package ever updates, I need to go through and change it. But, you know, it's very uncommon that a widely used package gets updated and makes breaking changes, because then people just wouldn't use it. If you upload code and it has breaking changes, generally frowned upon. I think I also have one more thing to do, but we'll see in a little bit. Cool. Let's get started on our first item, which is navigation. I think navigation is going to be the root of what we need to do today. And that takes us back to UI land, so we won't even touch the routes for right now. We're going to look at our components. So I've got things laid out in app like this currently. I did some of this work over the weekend with getting a title bar and a footer put in. This is just kind of the main page layout sort of thing that we need. And I think I might even change some things up a little bit. I need to remember how meta routes work. So there's a... Let's take a look at this. Okay, when you make a route, I have a document pulled up on the side here. This is the view documentation that I've got pulled up, so we can... Where's my router at? Oh. Okay. So, under our routes... Oh, you can do sub-routes. I didn't even know that. I should probably have known that. That's going to be useful this project. It doesn't usually come up in my other work. You can have your component. This is lazy loaded, so you only ever load the setup view when you click the setup button to go there. When you're not on that page, it just doesn't load. It's more complicated than that, but that's fine. So you can do stuff like, I want to be on this menu, and so I can do like meta... requires auth is a pretty basic one. This just means you need to be authenticated to get in there. Set up and login, obviously you don't. And then you can add that check down here. Setup and login are going to be the only 2 pages that you don't need a login to get to. So for now, I'm fine with just hard coding it. But I don't know. We can just actually no. Fuck it, Weeball. Actually don't know how to access this for the route. I think it's just 2 dot. Yeah, it's just 2 dot. Requires auth. 2.meta requires auth. That's it. Thanks, AI. Good job. You did good. And now our doodad should still do its thing. But I'm still logged in and I can't log back out because I don't have a logout button. Alright, let's do a funny little trick. We're gonna do something. Nuke. Oh, let me increase the size for y'all so you can actually see what's going on. Sorry about that. Down here, I just ran this command, nuke, and it goes through and it shits all over the database, and then we're gonna restart it. And then we can bop back to here, and we get back to our admin creation. This should all function. This is a no auth thing, so it's not beeping at me that I need auth. I'm gonna finish my setup, and it's gonna complain, and I can get the login. Actually, before I do this, let's try to go to home without logging in. We'll see what it does. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? That should have worked. Did it complain at all? What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It off-checked? Oh, because I still have an old token, because I still can't fucking log out. I see what I did. Okay. I accidentally stayed logged in. I am technically right now logged into the website. Okay. So, what's going on here? If I can minimize this. This is very funny. You have your token that you get when you log into the site, and that token has a username in it. So if we bop back up to authentication, this token has a username inside of its payload. So payload.username, and then it goes into the database and it says, hey, give me a user where this username is correct. This keeps you from being able to just spoof tokens randomly. You still need to know that a user exists to get to that user. Obviously, if you know the admin username, that's a problem. So, you know, ideally, no one can spoof tokens. You shouldn't be able to unless you have like root access to the machine you're targeting. And if you're in that case, you can do a lot worse shit than hack their D&D character sheets, right? Anyway, so you need a valid user. And what happened was when I created a new admin account, when I nuked the database, it had the username of the previous token. So when I tried to log in with my old token that had the same username, it pulled this up. There's a way around that, and it's a pain in the ass to... It's not really a pain. I don't want to implement that right now. So it's going to be a semi-bug that should never come up. Cool. What is going on in my terminal? Do I have 2 terminals open? What is happening? Why do I have 2 terminals open? That was so strange. Okay, I'm gonna nuke the DB again, and I'm gonna try a different username. Because I do want to actually test if this works, so I'm gonna be like, I'll add G in there. Then I can finish our setup, okay? And now, it should cause an error this time. It did. Sent me back to the login. I don't know what error it caused. It seemed like that took too long. Axios network error, connection refused. Yeah, I think I just had a weird network thing. If we look in the back end, though, oh, which you can't see because I'm dumb. If we look in the back end, we see no user found. It threw an error back to the user. I see this throwing an error, but I don't know why it's logging it. It should just go right back to the layer above it, which is here, right? User forbidden error. Is it even logging it correctly? Hang on. It seems fine. I'm not seeing this though, which is concerning. I don't know why logger wouldn't be logging my error. Unless it is logging the error and it's just this. Alright, we need to get back to the features because I'm getting sidetracked. The feature's the nav bar. This is all serving the nav bar feature, I promise you. So anyway, we've got this requires auth that I will use for here. We can also do meta tags to do all sorts of stuff. So we can do meta, requires auth, false, doesn't really matter, but we can, because null is falsy. If you've never used Java, you don't need to worry about why that's not needed. We can add stuff like no header, right? No header if it's true. We don't include, or no title bar. No title bar, true. And I can add this to the login page as well. So now, when I jump to... how do I want to explain this? That is a little bit strange. I'll have to look more into that, because that's not correct, I think. Did this not add the... Oh, I need to restart the server, that's why. Byte is very selective about what it actually updates when you make a change. And I don't know why, but the router is not one of the things that it picks up on that you changed. Oh, you can't even see that, because I forgot to click off for open sheet. Damn darn it. So we've got our login here. This needs a bit of work, because I don't actually like the way it looks. But, so we've got our header here, and our footer. In the future, if you can think about a future state right now, we've got, probably a little late to check this, but is my audio fine? Yeah, we're good. If you can think about a future state, this title bar is going to have a nav bar here, probably a user icon up in the top right, maybe some other stuff, maybe a banner. All sorts of stuff could be hiding up here that if you're not logged in, doesn't matter to you at all. So ideally we just change it. We just do a little switcheroo. And if we don't want title bar for something, or like we can do no nav, right? instead, because I think we do want the title to be up there, but maybe no nav is a little bit simpler. And maybe there's some pages where the nav bar needs to be a little bit different as well. Now, when I make our navbar component, so new file, navbar, .view, and I copy paste some random ass bullshit in there for fun and for glory, and I hit save, and this can be, what is the, let me just put in like a basic nav thing, nav view. Oh, this is the bootstrap stuff. No. Do they have a more sophisticated nav example? Nope, they do not. Nope, not at all. You know what? I'm just gonna copy right off the W3 School tutorial page. Thanks, W3 School, for this code I'm stealing. I appreciate you, and I love you, and I think that you are doing a good service to the community. Cool. I don't know why there's these. Is this separating the page at all? Is that... Oh, it's putting an actual bar there. You know what? I think we're gonna be fine. Let's jump back to... Oh, you can't even fucking see it because I'm stupid. So if you don't know what's going on, normally, when I navigate, I go down to the bottom here and I click on the icon of the app I want to use because I'm an asshole. But really, for this program, or for this application where I'm showing it on OBS, I need to minimize the screen. I think I just played this song. I need to minimize that screen so that new code can be shown. What I did was I made this navbar component here. Big window. I made this navbar component down here in my app global because it's going to show up a ton. And then I added our nav item right in here. We got the nav tag. This is for like screen readers and stuff. They need to go through and read each individual link to someone who can't see. And then we've got all of our A tags. These are anchors. Basically, you can think of it like a link, right? So now, if I import this navbar in my title bar component under the title, I'm actually going to make a quick change here. So I want the open sheet H1 to be on its own line. So I'm going to put it inside of a divider block, which is what div is. And then we're going to get our navbar component, which auto imports and is incorrect for some reason. It should be using the @ format that I have set up. @ component, components app global. There we go. Thank you. Close that, and then I hit save. And now, if we bump back to our open sheet and I refresh, you see we've got these up here. This is our nav bar. It's not properly formatted at all, and in fact, let me zoom in. Let's zoom in. Here is our nav bar. But on the login page, you shouldn't be able to go to any of these. And in fact, when I've got the correct authentication stuff, you won't even be able to. You'll try to go there and it'll freak out and spit you back out to the login page. So as a user, I don't even want to see this stuff. I don't care. Who gives a shit if I can see that? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, if you can give me just a second to look at the documentation. Please hold. How do I view? I should be able to do this. Use route, composable. Hang on. The documentation is not giving me, it's not doing it. Hang on, just give me like 1 sec. I'm really looking through the documentation. All right. I'm gonna get it any day, I swear. Why is this not obvious in the documentation? Oh, here it is. It was user out. I was just breathing through my mouth a little bit. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Let's import this stuff, and then we can do a little bit of v-if no nav. If not no nav, we display navbar. Cool. Oh, you can't see this. Fucking shit. I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. I added this use route. And then in here, v-if not route meta no nav. This is just saying, hey, if you declared that you should not have no nav, that you should have no navigation, we will display it. And if you don't want nav, then we won't. Or we will. You get the point. It works, probably. Let me... Now we can go back here and we can look. You can see, login. See how it kind of disappeared? Look. It didn't even want to be there. Why is it blinky? That's very strange. Huh. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so now we've got a navbar that only shows up when the... Let me just show you. When the user logs in. Right? Why is this password field showing? That's not correct. Now you can see there's a navbar. I really do need to figure out why the password is showing there. That's not correct. And I feel like I've changed this to be text password. Or password instead of text like 40 times. And it's just not taken for whatever reason. I can't be the only one who... Yeah, that's password. What the fuck? Weird shit's happening. Okay, let's bop back to our nav bar. Don't need this. Nav bar. For some reason, I'm really hungry. I just ate dinner like a little bit ago. So the way to actually do this is you don't use a tags, you use a list. Lists are defined like this in HTML. Oh, thank you. So you can go to our home tab, which I will not have as a tag here. That's not useful to anyone. Setup is not useful either. Login is also not useful in the slightest, but I'm going to undo all that just so I get the formatting. What we probably want here is going to depend on what role you're in. So what we can do is, on our nav, we can define roles that we want to be able to go to each route. Right, so we've got like user, and all of these should really be a drop-down list, not a ref tag. But we can do like user, just users. If we're thinking from admin thing, right? And then the sun is in my eyeballs. Oh my gosh. I have a tank of IPA, isopropyl alcohol, sitting in my window to clear up because it was full of resin from 3D printing. But the sun comes down right through the window into my eyes. And because there's a jar there, because there's a vat of IPA, it's holding the blinds open. So I'm gonna go fix that before I go blind permanently. I'm back. I did it. So we've got users, we've got probably campaigns, right? Campaigns. We've got characters. So we'll have to decide a bit more on the specifics here, but like let's just say for now this is fine. And then got very quiet. Oh my gosh. I need to add more music to my soundboard. More game soundtracks. I like the, I just feel like a lot of games have very climactic music. Maybe I could add like Stardew. Does Stardew have good music? Hang on. Let's take a little side quest. To go look at the Stardew Valley music. Okay, can I pipe this into my music? Hang on. I don't have like a browser in my audio mixer, and I'm not changing off my Stream Deck, but I will just listen to this for a second and I'll see if I want to add it later. Yeah, it's a little... I guess this is like fun, peaceful music. Okay. We're off track. And that's kind of boring to just be me listening to stuff and you can't hear it. This music is all billed as hopeful in my Stream Deck, so let's see what I can do. What is this? No, that's a little bit. Why do I have this stuff? Okay, we can listen to Brano. This is, I think, a Vintegot in peace, so it should be fine. This will be like / campaigns or something. This is all just template filler BS. Excuse me. Damn. Speaking of excuse me, oh my gosh, so I had this teacher in high school who insisted on, instead of saying excuse me, to just say scusi, because I think he went to Italy like once, and he's like, that's how they say it in Italy. And I'm so excited because I've adopted it into my lexicon of shit that I just say. And I'm going to Italy in a few weeks, and it's gonna be so fun to be able to use my common vernacular on other folks who will actually understand what I'm saying. Anyway, let's pop back up to the waking world here. So we've got our list. Here's the thing about lists. Kinda buns. So this is up and down. Don't really want up and down. We will change things a little bit. So the first thing we're gonna change is we're going to modify. Nope, I want to modify the UL element. This should be correct. At a glance, that seems fine. Hop back in here. Yep, that is more or less what I'm aiming for. There's going to be probably like hundreds of iterations on all the styling for this. Obviously, I'm not really doing a whole lot of styling, so it's just, you know, you're going to have to bear with things being a little bit bad for a while. Okay. And as well, our li also this style is not going to be shared anywhere else. If you want global styles, you're going to do it in the style.css. If you want local styles, you do it in the component. That's why I can just change the tags. This system is so much better. It's like using this style of code, you get the kind of sass flavor in CSS and much more granular. I wish that I had this stuff when I started programming. I wish that when I was working on my, but I don't want to give too. I would maintained an app for a while, and it was written in Haml. I don't even know if you know what Haml is. Haml might be my least favorite programming language. And Ruby, which is probably my second least favorite programming language. It was Haml's everything that's bad about JavaScript mixed with everything that's bad about Python, and I really hate it. Was just so, it just made me so upset constantly. It was a very there's like this brand of programming language that is, I don't want to say that it's Silicon Valley kind of West Coast elitist, but I think it's 100% Silicon Valley West Coast elitist language. Like, there's so many things that are made for not function reasons, it seems. And I just couldn't wrap my head around a lot of the decisions that were made when that language was built. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox and use a red-blooded, God-fearing American language, JavaScript, with a fancy coat of paint called Vue. What was I doing? The list items? Oh yeah, the color of the list items is not correct. What do I want? No, there should be like dot. It's not focus. Is it after that I want to change? I'm just gonna try changing the color first. Color, and then we need what color's the rest of the text? This one. I will define colors in a moment, now that I realize that's important. No, this still ain't it. It's gotta be something that's programmed on the style level. It is not. It's not? What? What? Hang on. No. No. I'm reading docs. You wouldn't believe it. Oh, you know what? Me, smooth brain. I realized my mistake. I have realized the error of my ways, and I shall make an effort to correct it. My issue was with the A tag, not with the list item. If you could believe it, this should fix it. Yeah, here we go. Now we just need to change the hover behavior to modify the color. So now A hover. There you go. This is gonna make it more intense. That should be fine, I guess. Yeah, oh, that's fine. Cool. And there's obviously 100 more styling things that we could do, more functional items that we can do. Let's focus on users, because that's our list, right? If we look up here, navigation, we're kind of in progress, right? In poggers, in progress. On this one. And now we're going to be in progress on these three. So let's try and cross some stuff off the list. Also, one part of navigation that we need is on our title. We jump back to our title bar. This open sheet needs a link. So we need an href. I need this to be a code block because I'm going to change what the value is. This colon says, hey, be code block unless I tell you not to. So now that's going to send us home. Oh, this wants to be an A tag? I don't know about that. Sure. This is going to make the styling look dumb. Let's take a look at the dumb styling. See that? Cool. I'm pretty sure an H1 is clickable. Let's see if an H1 is clickable. So if I have this take me to the login page really quick, just to test. And I bought back here, and I click this, and nope, I was wrong. I'll admit it. I'll admit when I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. I like this better. I still want it to be an H1. I don't want to have to deal with an anchor. Because eventually this is going to be an image, not an H1. So I don't want it to just be like text, you know? So now this takes us back to the login. But we want to go to home. Because I don't need to log in again. Let us change where this sends us depending on if we have nav or not. So if we don't have navigation, we don't want to be able to click on it. So there should be if not no nav, right? Do that. That should be just completely fine. I'm pretty sure that that's 100% correct. But you never know. Cool. Oh, I opened Obsidian. Uh-oh. Now, it freaks out because I'm dumb. What'd I do? Do I need to return this? No. Oh, wait. Hang on. Can we do it like this? Will you work? There we go. That sends me to login. This won't send me to login. We can actually look at what will happen if I click it, which is nothing. Failed to load source. What? Okay. Let's try and have it send me home, so I can actually test from the login page. So I just modified it to try and send me back to the home page. And if I click this, it does not work. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of pages to completely test this, but, you know, we'll be fine. And home is actually where I want it to go, so I think we are all set. Let's jump back to Codeland, where I belong. So now you can see we've got this no nav working, and then when we click this, we check if we're able to navigate away from this page, and if we can't, then we don't do this. If we can, then we do this. Gotcha? Gotcha. All right. I'm going to add 2 new views. No. I am going to add 1 new view called users. And then users will give you the option to either create a user or modify users. Right? Cool. I'm still not sure how I want to do this, so we'll see. This will probably be on the long list of things that I set up a little bit and then switch to go do something else so I can resolve how this thing should be finalized. So we need a new file. One is going to be the users page, and the other is going to be nothing because I said only one. Users. I will Control A this copy. You can see this is very difficult to read because the screen is so big. But I need this to be big so that you can see it at home. So we don't need a login function, not required. No sir, not required. We probably don't need any of this. No, probably none of this. Let's just cut all this. Why are you bad? What happened to you? What the fuck happened here? Oh my gosh, it's freaking out. H1 users, that's fine. Let me kick my VS Code so it stops freaking out. No, command palette, reload window. There's a Visual Studio Code update. Later. Wait, why is this still complaining? I spelled script correct, right? What the fuck? Am I eating crayons? What's going... I may be eating crayons, everyone. That was very simple. I should have caught that. I should have 100% caught that. Okay. So we've got our users. We're going to add some new stuff here. But first, I want it to display a list of the users. So we have to do a bunch of stuff to get that going. So we are currently in progress on these two, right? And then in the title bar, there's one more thing that we need. This div, we actually need this to be a flex. Class equals title, lowercase t, title row. Space between, that's chill. Oh, the width of this should be 100%. This 100%. The color should not be white. That's incorrect. Display flex, align item center. No. Well, is this vertical alignment? Okay, that's actually fine. That should align it vertically. I wish that one of these was just align vertical and justify horizontal or whatever. I don't know why this needed to be two separate weird. I don't know why this needed to be weird. Whoa. Background color, who cares? Not needed. You just inherit that. Justify content space between flex, cool. Now if I add something else, right? Oh, this will eventually be like an image, but let's just make it a P tag for now. Which will be user. Okay. And then if I jump back to open sheet, we can see our user is tucked over here off the screen. How is this possible? How are you even? How are you even? What? Title row. Its width is 100%. Oh, because it's got padding. Why does it have padding now? Did this add padding to it? Don't do that. I don't know why the padding wasn't working. I'm going to be 100% honest with the class. But why wasn't the padding working? Padding should work. That's very strange. Let me actually look into that, because that could be a bigger issue. I'm apparently missing something in my style that is in every other project I do, and just not this one for some weird reason. I could probably just put this in body and I'd be fine. Or is it in root? I don't care. So this should all be box sizing. And now if I jump back to OpenSheet, there's still no padding. So I'm just very, very smart. Incredibly smart. Now padding can be 0.5 rem is chill. We're not going for perfect, we're just trying to get something on the page. Now that worked. That was strange. Okay. Cool. Should be fine. It's not sure what I want, but I can add what I want here in just a moment. This whole thing needs div equals, or no, class title bar, right? Title bar? Why is this the way that it is? And we just want these two. So it expands completely to fill the space, and we're all good. And now, okay. Now this does not need padding on it. Now it fixes itself? Cool. We're in a better spot. Now, brain, we gotta work on this. We gotta figure this out. Right. When I click on user, I need a drop-down menu, which I need to remember how to do. So let me figure this out. Or maybe like a left panel that pulls out of the thing. Like a... No. No. It'd be a drop-down. No, not a select. Welcome to programming, folks. Isn't this fun? Right. Now I'm remembering. Now I'm remembering. Okay. So this needs to be in its own div. No, stop trying to suggest random bullshit. So we've got this. This will have clicks and things, and then we need our drop-down menu. Class drop-down. This will be drop-down container. Hey, pal. What the fuck? No. Actually, pretty close, but no. I sort of named this a little bit differently. Correct. I need another closing tag here. Okay. Profile is correct. Settings is correct. Logout is correct. Thank you for leaving me. Do I want to save changes? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where is it trying to go? Save. Hello? What shortcut did I hit to fucking go somewhere else? And then the P needs on click. Or at click, right? What the fuck is going on with this? Why is this so busted and weird? Stop doing that. It's an insert mode. What shortcut did I hit to go to stupid land? I just need this to add click a function, dude. Thank you. No, I'm just gonna make it toggle. Const toggle. There you go. Good job. Nope. Nope. Didn't need this. Nope. Did not need. Maybe I needed that. Did I need that? No. Fuck off. Fucking stop it. Why are we doing old JavaScript stuff? We're in a framework. Stop it. This is killing me. I might have to turn off the suggestions from Copilot because it's just in the way constantly in the way. This can be VF equals open. Right, we'll set a ref up here. Const open ref false. There we go. Sure. Open and close. Do I want the logout stuff in here? Oh, you haven't imported view yet. And then anything that's view related goes up top. And then let's actually just see how this looks. I guess it's not good. Oh, this has an error. Ref is not defined. What the fuck are you talking about? What's this? Oh. If I click user, we get this stuff, which is close but not correct at all. And then that goes away. Basic functionality is there, but not quite what I want. Okay. Do I want these to be another list? I do. For screeners and stuff. There you go. I know that should give me a bulleted thing, which I'm going to change, but that's okay. And you know what? I've made a decision. For simplicity's sake, I want to take the user icon and move it out to here. Into minor components, but it's not really going to be used past the global stuff. But who knows? Maybe it will be. Let's move it in here. New file. No, it's not really is it a minor component or a subcomponent? I'm going to put it in here for now. New file. User icon dot view, which I will then take all of this and throw it in here. Whoops. You know what? Nope, stop it. Cool. I will cut all this stuff. We will cut everything that's not this drop down. We don't need the route stuff or the nav bar. Or the use route. And then title bar doesn't need any of this. We can just add a user icon. Route meta no nav, cool. And drop toggle and open. And now back here, we're kind of all primed and ready to do just some work on this. So drop down. We want our... No. I don't think we want any of this stuff. That's fine. Does drop down even need anything? I'm trying to think. Why is it insisting on this? Why is it insisting on this? Is that like super important? We'll see. And then what is our... It's drop down content. Okay, cool. Position, absolute. Background color, no. Box shadow is correct. Min width. Min width? Correct. Do I need that? I don't know if min width is needed, but we'll see. Oh, you know what? It probably is needed because of the positioning. So this one should be relative, and this should be display inline block, right? Yeah. It is probably right. We jump back here, we click this, we get, that's off screen. That's not at all on screen. It's also not the right color or anything. Okay. So I can change all of the A tags here. That should be on the menu. A color is this color, padding. Text decorations, none is correct. Care about the display. Then we need a hover, there we go. To match the other links. Oh, something I did miss. We need a cursor, yeah. Cursor pointer on these. That's the same for the nav as well. Right, and now if we pop up to... That's fine. That shouldn't hurt anything. If we pop back to our OpenSheet app, we now see that there's still dots there. There's... I don't know, I like that. Also, if I click outside of it, that's not picked up, so I need to add that as well. Why is this displaying off the screen? I wonder. I feel like I've encountered this before in like every iteration that I do of making an app, and I never commit what went wrong to memory. Wait. Is it right at 0? There we go. Look at this. So now we're kind of in the game. Last thing I think is going to be an issue are these list items. Marker should be none. How do I cut that? And what is setting? So the list item has a width that I want to reduce. Right? Yeah. I did already get rid of the marker on a list item, right? I'm not thinking of something else. Oh, it's list style type. None. Right? Yeah, and the UI. Or the UL. Margin 0, padding 0 is fine, I guess. I want to change the LI to have a padding of that much. And now if I jump back, I open Obsidian again. If I jump back to here, this gives us this, which is still way too big. The UL has padding. And margins. The margins are fine, the padding is just a pain in the ass. Padding 0. So the UL has no padding. The LI is still... Oh, it's just width is too long. Can I set the width to, like, fit content or something? Well, I guess the problem is that each LI is its own item, right? So if we set fit content, it's going to... Maybe fit content's fine. With fit content. Oh. Jump back here. And it's still too big. The UL is too big now. With fit content. Right? Why is the width on this so big? The min width is 160 pixels. I see. I need to change the min width to be more appropriate. Can I do calc size? To like fit content plus a few pixels? No. Your min size is 100 pixels. Take it or leave it. I think this is fine. Can I center the list items here if I'm gonna have this at least? That should be fine, right? If I can center it. UL with, is it align or justify? I think it's justify content. Flex end? Is that? Why is it saying flex end? I want to see what this is. I'm just curious. No. What the fuck? No. Also, it's not the list items that need to be justified, it's the UL. Oh. Whoops, no. Oh, the drop down content needs position absolute. Can I just no? Align items center. I can never remember if it's justify or align. Oh, let me just add a new one. Can I do display flex in this? Okay, so display flex, justify center. We should be good. Yeah, there you go. And now, but this, if I reset, we've got these items here. You know what I want? Alright, just fucking smack the shit out of the microphone. I want each of these to be their own. No more CSS. I need to focus on actually finishing this shit. That needs to be hoverable. So let's jump to our. This needs a class. Just for now. Use your icon. Cursor pointer. And then this color. And now in here, when we hover over this, the color doesn't change because for some reason it's not changing. Was it always this color? Why not work? Why not working? Well, that's strange. I'll worry about that later. Last thing, whenever you click outside of that, you need to have... How do you do that? It's another one of those things I've done a million times and I just need to figure out again. Yeah, it's just every time starting a new project is starting it new. There's a lot of stuff that you get used to where you have to do this over and over again during maintenance, but you only really write an app the first time once, so it's, you know, these docs on how you set everything up are eternal. There is a view use core. There's also a click outside. I might... Let's see what I can do. Okay. So if I drop this... Why is my chat on screen not updating? That's not good. Oh, Streamlabs is down. Oh, we'll have to deal with Streamlabs being down. Sorry, everyone. Nothing I can do about that. Or at least my Streamlabs is down. What was I doing? Oh, click outside, that's right. So, ref, I need on mounted. And I need on unmounted, right? Because I need to unhook this. Add, oh, this is going to be an add event listener, but it's not going to be... And I also don't need all of this rigmarole here. We can just put this up here directly. Because it's just a function. We need a handle click outside, that's fine. Oh, this is literally what I needed. Oh, damn. On unmounted, the same shit. And then down here, const handle click outside. It's got me. Thank you, Copilot. drop down, open dot value false. So yeah, this is just whenever we click, we check this and we say, hey, if you're not targeting this drop down menu, change this value to false. And I think that should be fine. I think that should just work right out of the box. Click, click, no. No, and I also don't like something about this. Oh, hang on, I didn't save it. Oh, pisser, it's crying at me. Semicolon, I see ya. I see ya. Tucked in there, not allowed to be. The other thing I did not like was that this UL has a margin, and I just want to take that out, or to make it way smaller. Margin could be like 0.5 rem, 0.2. Okay. Now click on this, we get our drop down, we click outside, it goes away. Good job. Good job. That's good enough for government work. It's actually not. They're very strict. What's this? You know what's very funny? I just got an email from a certain DnD Beyond. We'd love to hear from you. Would you? I don't think you'd like that. I don't think that you'd like that at all, D&D Beyond. Kind of amusing, was working on a website, so took a break for Twitch to watch someone else build a website. Yep. I feel that anytime I watch a stream of someone coding, which is not very often, because I do so much coding, but it's like, why am I watching work off hours? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to grab some tea, and then we'll implement the logout thing. And yeah, and then that'll be close. I have to leave here in 2-ish hours to go to the store, because I realized I looked in my closet and I don't have any pants for this trip. I'm going on a 14-day trip, and I need something to put on my legs while I'm away. I hear that wearing sweatpants is not in vogue in Europe, so I'll probably have to spring for some pants that are a little less comfortable. Although maybe I can sneak in some comfort wear. People don't get it. Here in the States, we're all about how little clothing we can wear and how much of that clothing can be pajamas. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. I will see you all in just a moment. I'm returned. Drac Mass Love Good. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that someone else here has random voice calls. That can commiserate with the misery that is being on call. Although I've never been called in at my current job, I have been for other stuff previously, and it is not fun. Hell yeah, brain age music. Okay. Things are starting to take a little bit more shape here. So we've got our user, our profile, our settings, and we can do all sorts of cool shit with this. But let's take a look at the number one item on our list, which is logout. Logout, instead of having an href, is going to have an onClick. So at click, we're going to do a thing. Yes, logout will be what we do for now, but it won't be for long. I want that stuff to go at the bottom. We need const logout. We're going to do a thing in here. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to try, and then we're going to catch, and then we're going to log an error. This is going to be next on my list as a toast system. If you don't know what a toast is, whenever you click a website, or whenever you click a button on a website and shit breaks, and there's like a little red icon that pops up that says, hey, something went wrong, that's a toast. So I need to add that. I've built a toast system once before, and then I just forgot how to do it. So it's one of those. No, we're not storing the auth token in local storage. What are you talking about, buddy? This should be, I need to import, what is it, API? From at API, is that it? No. What is this called? Yeah, that's right. API from, API dash Axios? No, there should be dash Axios. Yeah, API.post/logout. This needs to be await. API post/walkout. This needs to be an async. You're correct. Where is it? Crying at me? Import API from... Oh, you know what? You're right. This is not a member. This is just what I'm importing. Okay. So now we can log out. Let's take a look at our site and see if this actually works. Okay, this should log out, and then if it succeeds, we could do router.push to the login page, right? So, save. And now, when I click user and I click logout, it fails. Not found. Not found. Not found? Log in, log out. Oh, it's auth-logout. I am incredibly smart. API post logout. Should I import user or auth? Or is it the auth store? And I should probably set this up in the auth store, right? Yeah. Async function logout. Res this jazz. Sure, we'll do almost. You know what? Best as not equal to 200. Logging out. Throw a crybaby about it. Just so that everything that's auth related is going through the auth store at some point. Why is baby music in this? I need to remove this. Auth store, right? Const store, use auth store, and then instead of this jazz, it's going to be Yep, correct. Thank you. It's not actually properly exported from in here. Log out. Go save. And now, if I go back here and I click the log out button, hang on, let me check one more thing. That is correct. Log out. We go back to the login page. And now, if I try to hit the home page, it should error. Ladies and gentlemen, fish and aquatic mammals. We've completed an item on the checklist. This is so bright. Why is there no fucking dark mode in Google Docs? Logout has been completed. You may now do the ceremonial format strike through. Yippee. Hooray. Okay. What do you want to do now? Let's do some helpers. In our little doodad here. This is, in my actual job, this is where I spend all my time, is in the components, in this land. You can spend forever building your own view components. It is so much fun. It is far and away the most fun I ever have programming, is building out horribly complex and generalized view components that you can just put anywhere you want and it just works. Oh my gosh. I can't share specifics because legally I would violate an NDA in doing that, but I am just so stoked about building more view components. I fucking love it. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. The music is so concerning. Okay, we've got 2 hours. Oh, a note too, because I'm leaving in a few days, I'm not gonna play any, I'm probably not gonna play any Hollow Knight in stream, just because I need I don't know. I just need more time to practice. If I can catch some practice time before here and then, that'll be fine, but there's gonna be a 2-week stretch where I'm away from my computer. So, I'm sorry. I apologize. I want to play more Hollow Knight, but logistically, there's just other stuff. There just is other stuff. Stuff be happening in my life. So I'm going to focus on what I can change, which is writing code. You want to take a code break? Let's take a little code break, huh? Let's take a little break from the code. Let me get Obsidian on screen. We can do a little D&D review, huh? An itty-bitty D&D review. I'm gonna put the reminder text back up. Okay? If you're in the party, hey, I see you watching the party. Don't fucking look at this. This is spoilers, I guess. It's actually not super spoilers, but it is. There is spoilers here, but more mechanical than lore. Because I previewed this enemy at the end of last session. DnD Webapp, no. Oh, DnD. This should be like homebrew review or something. Okay. D&D homebrew, and if I can pop not VS Code, Obsidian. There we go. Cool. So in my setting, and this is going to be a very my setting coded enemy. In my setting, there is an artificial. Can I change this to be a different? In my setting, there's an artificial god that was created. And it's called Lack. That's the name of the god. And because of the stuff that the cult that follows them, or the religion that follows them, is doing, they've got all these abominations that pop up. And one of them is the synaptic echo. It's the literal, like echo of a dying brain that was forcibly removed from existence. Which is why, as you can see here, they stopped forcibly removing people from existence. Because they just created too many monsters. And so this is what the stat block actually looks like. It's a large abomination, right? I was kind of thinking with the flavor, what is the most horrific neural kind of thing I could do? And what I came up with is that this thing is completely made, 100% made out of nerve fiber. So your nerves are made out of like they're like little stringy cells, right? And aside from its head, which is the nucleus, all of the rest of it is like stringy fibrous stuff that can't even really mechanically move like an animal. So it just kind of wobbles back and forth to get around. So it's very slow. That's one of the things I did to balance it, is that its speed is ridiculously slow. If you wanted to get away from this thing, you could. You could book it. And honestly, they might have to. I'm a little bit iffy on the CR. And its damage vulnerabilities, because it's stringy, it gets slashing vulnerability, and psychic because it's a neuron. It's literally just a giant neuron horse. Because it's a lack abomination, this is a specific thing that all of these enemies will probably get, is that they're only visible to certain patrons, so this null patron warlock, and the clerics and paladins of this religion. And then anyone else just can't see it. They're not connected enough to the magic that creates them, so you can't see it, you can't target it directly, but you could like AoE it. So if you casted Fireball on this thing, it'd work. But if you cast, trying to think of a spell, like, is it Poison Spray? Poison Spray. If you tried to cast Poison Spray on it, not happening. And then everything else is this thing specific. So it's got very low dex. It's got a -2 to dex. It's got a -3 to charisma because it can't emote at all. Or it's got a -4. It's got a 3 total. It can't emote. It's pretty low strength because it can't move fast enough to actually generate any power. And then you've got your really high int, your, kind of normal high above average con of wisdom. And then you've got this. So this is, actually I think that some of these values need to be changed because the proficiency bonus changed when I upgraded it to 6. You've got your counter lash, which that's a little bit sad music. Whenever a spell which reduces the stats of this creature, so any of these stats, its speed, its max HP, its AC, right? Anything that reduces any of those is cast within 30 feet of the echo, you take damage. So it's got a thing of like, it got nullified once, now it doesn't want to be nullified anymore, and if you try, it's gonna fucking attack you. And that's just gonna happen. That's also another theme of this lack. They're doing something that's so far outside of the natural order that things, like mechanically, the game starts to break down around these things. So this doesn't require a reaction. Brain Drain. At the start of each of the Echo's turns, each other creature within 60 feet must make a DC 14 con save. This is just, I think I just stole an idea from like a magic card, where you just drain your opponent. So it's like you take 1d6 psychic, and then this thing heals life equal to the life lost to a max of 15. So there is a cap, otherwise it'd be crazy, ridiculous powerful for this low level. And then its actual attacks, Mind Pierce, recharges on a 5 or a 6, and then it can spellcast Mind Slam at will, and Telekinesis and Lightning Bolt twice a day. So I'm imagining like the first thing it'll do is, because I'm going to have them fight this, I'm not going to tell them that this is going to show up so early after they've seen it before. because I think in their heads this is probably a boss that they're imagining. So the next combat having this enemy involved is going to be cool, because 2 of the players can't see it. So they'll just see, like, the kobold that they're fighting gets picked up into the air and hurled, like, a mile away, or whatever telekinesis can do to a kobold, right? And then the warlock will obviously see the most horrifying thing that you'd ever be able to see in your whole life, which is a walking neuron that's exploding everyone's brain. And I'm interested to see how the tension of a combat where 2 of the enemies are completely, or 2 of the party is completely blind, and all of the enemies that they're currently fighting are completely blind to this, like, new threat, except for one who has to convince everyone that whatever they're seeing is real. There should be good tension, and then you never know. Once this sort of thing is introduced, you never know if what you're seeing is real ever again. Like, you just completely start to break down everyone's, like, sense of reality. And it'll be fun to build up this sense of reality again, to, like, everything is normal. Stop thinking things aren't normal, and then to take it away. I'm stoked. You can't see it, but I'm smiling a lot. Okay. Let's go back to the land of VS Code. Ooh, code. And then change the titles back. This we can the Webapp. Cool. Okay, what was I doing? Let me log in. Change your password. No, I will not. Okay. Navigation, modify users, create users. I remember what I was doing. So when I go to the users page, which is not set up at all, let me get that nav hooked up. Dash users, save, router. Yes, thank you. Path, users, cool. Component, that view, requires auth true, and then that is good. That's fine. Cool. Now when I jump back to here, go to users, see the users page pops up. And we can actually work on this view. So here in users, what I want to happen is I want on the top of the page, I want there to be a button that says create user. It should be very obvious. It should be very plain that you create a user. So let's just add that. Let's just add that, huh? We're good with this. Okay, button. At click, router, push, no. This is fine. At click, that's gotta be something we add. Just fucking stop it. Stop it. Create user. Okay. And I'm actually gonna change the button styling here. So, actually, this is going to be a special button. I'm not going to change the button styling completely. Class equals, I guess this could be like important button, important button. Cool. Nope, no background color change. There will be a border. Border color. Yeah, white is fine, sure. Got padding. And then I want the width of this thing to be... Should make it 100% for now. Oh, something else I want to do really, really quick is in app. This main page, I want to have padding on the left or right. Padding, or I guess I can have padding on the top as well. Padding, like 1 rem or something. Something simple. And then we'll jump back to users. So that'll make a big button that goes across the whole screen. Let's see how that looks really quick. We got our create user button. There's still a background on it for some reason. And there's no hover behavior. Why is there a background color? Fine. That important button hover. I should just make this a... Just make this a thing, right? The background color should change. Yeah, I guess that's fine. What is the normal background? Why is this important button not correct? Cursor. Pointer. Okay. There we go. I guess that's fine. Oh. What does this look like at normal size? That is okay. Cool. That's good enough for government work, as I tend to say. Now, we need a modal overlay window. That means that we need to make a new component. And this, I think, is going to be a subcomponent, not a minor component. Subcomponent, just modal overlay. That view. Then script setup, TS. Template. Template. There we go. Yes, I think that's fine. Style scoped. Overlay, sure. I'm just gonna see if it gets it first try. Let's see how the AI does. Modal background color white is a justifiable crime, I think. Or not justifiable, it's just a crime. That's just fucking ridiculous. What is this? No, that's sad. We need high energy music. We need something to get us going. We need this. Heck, what's wrong? You wanna talk on mic? If you talk on the microphone, you can come right up here. Yeah, come here. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, you'd like to sit there and yell at me? Well, that's very nice of you, but stop it. Huh? Oh, okay. I have a new prop, and you can't see it, but I've got a character coming up in the campaign that smokes a pipe. And I don't smoke, but I did buy a pipe. It was very cheap. It was like 15 bucks for a... what seems like a fine enough smoking pipe. Like, this is pretty cool. Don't smoke, by the way. I don't smoke. You shouldn't smoke. Because my lungs can't handle it. And it's addictive, which is bad. And you get cancer, which is bad. I don't know why I led with the one thing that's like, no, I just can't do it. It'll physically injure me. But it's very cool. This is... No, maybe I shouldn't even say this. This will make me sound like a bad person. I think I think that characters in movies and TV shows that smoke are very cool. I think that smoking in real life is less cool than that. And frequently smells bad, especially cigarettes. And vapes. And weed. All three of those don't smell very good in my opinion. But, Snack, what is wrong? Are you okay? It's not playtime, we just played. We just played like 20 minutes ago. Come here. Yeah. Come here. If you want to see who I'm talking to, you can do !snack, and I think either chat has Nightbot enabled. And it should show you. Actually, I can just fucking test that, can't I? Yeah. If you type !snack, you can go to my cat's website. It is snack-site.onrender.com, and you can see photos of my cat and get his life story. Can you stop yelling at me, please? Please? Yes, I know you love me, but stop screaming. Back to what I was saying. Smoking is not cool in real life. But movies and TV shows make it so cool. So I think if you have a character in your D&D world, they can smoke, and that's acceptable. But you should not. I'm really trying to figure out how to dig my grave and not fall in. Oh, now I'm looking at photos of my cat. This is bad. Oh, this one where he's in a sweater is very funny. This is on the loft I built in college. I wonder if anyone lives in that room now with the same loft. Because that thing was built. Turns out, did you know they don't make lofts for like really fat people? I mean, I'm not like super fat or anything, you know, but I'm fat enough that I was like, is this loft gonna hold my weight? And I think I over-engineered it to the point. I ran my designs past an engineer. I think my designs were up to spec to hold me for, you know, whatever the 2 semesters that I was sleeping in that thing. Hi, Snack. Are you here? Hang on. Okay. Say your piece. What did you want? I got him. Say your piece. What do you want? Now you're silent? You kind of smell bad. What did you get into? Oh my gosh. Oh, cry me a frickin' river, dude. Cry me a river. You begged me for attention. I love you. Huh? Okay, do you want to get down? Go play. We gotta get this man treats before he fucking kills me. This one where he's in a baby crate trying to escape through like a little hole is ridiculous. Oh, he's got a knife? Yeah, that's cool. Oh my gosh. Man, I miss when Snack was like fucking a little kitten. He'd get into so much trouble. Okay, he's gonna sit over there and cry, so we better get back to work. Trying to do something to drown him out. Alright. What was I doing? User icon's done for now. Title bar is done for now. Run user. Modal overlay is what I was doing. So this should be fine. And it's got a slot where you can put anything in it. And then overlay, the background color should be yep, that's correct. The background color of the mortal. Oh, that's what I was doing in the style sheet. It should have the same background color as the normal background. And it should have a border color. And no. It has a border radius, that's all good. Cool, I like the min width, that's good. And I'm not importing it anywhere. So we need div class overlay. And this should be v if equals modal visible right, and then up here we need to import view, import computed from view, is that right? No, I don't think so. I think it just needs to be a ref from view. Yes sir. Modal visible is false. Snack, hey, Snackson, hey buddy, can you shut up for like 5 seconds? I'm really trying, but I need silence for just a little bit so I can think. Can you pull that one up? Can you make that happen? No, now he's just coming over here to yell at me some more. What is your freaking problem, dude? What is your problem? Come here. What is your deal? Did you just want to sit in my lap and get pet? What is your deal? Huh? You feeling okay? Are you feeling good? You've been sleeping. Is there nothing happening outside that you can yell at? I'm sorry. If I could force a family of birds to move into that tree, I would. But I can't. They won't do it. The property tax is too high. And they own a business, and it's not zoned for commercial residential. It's just zoned residential. It's a pain in the ass. Huh? Yeah, so they allowed mixed zoning where people would move there. It's crazy. It's like they don't want people to move there. Huh? Because it'd ruin the look of the nearby trees. Huh? Yeah. And then the property values would decrease marginally. I mean, sure, they're not going to get a 20% return year over year, but that's unrealistic anyway. Okay. There's hair. We need to brush you immediately. Oh my gosh. I left a carpet on my desk. My chair is too squeaky. Do I want to export? No, we need a function for const. Can we please use the format that I like? Open modal. It should just be toggle modal, right? Toggle modal. There we go. And we want one for close. We don't need anything to just open it, right? Const close modal should be fine. Because the state we need is turn it off and on, and then one to just close it no matter what, in case we get into a weird state. And then we want to expose, define expose, these two. So now when we import this and we make a ref to it, we can click these buttons virtually. Click these, I'm using air quotes in real life. So let's take a look at, that should be fine, right? I mean, we'll see. We'll see if AI actually did this correctly. I have not skimmed it. There's another AI note that I just found in here. You remember last time when I told Claude to make a, and go watch the last stream if you want my position on the AI stuff that I'm doing here. But I told Claude to look through the SRD and make a database query that will import a bunch of spells. Just take all the spells from the SRD and get them into my database, right? With certain specifications on what I wanted. And trying to open this real quick. I have a new run. Oh, can you see this? Yeah. There we go. Cool. So this is my seed for spells in D&D. This is all SRD stuff, so I think I have the ability to use this. If I don't have the ability to use it like this, where I'm distributing it, I think I've got an idea for what I can do. So I had to break everything out into a lot more parts, specifically, but like name, school, level, casting time, range, components, duration, concentration, all stuff that you'd want to search by, really. At higher levels, right? So all this stuff is broken out, and then you can piece back together what the original formatting would have been in my app later on when I get to writing that. So now I don't have to go through and do, like, you know, infinite data entry for hundreds of hours, I'm sure it would take to put this file together. Because, I mean, look at how big this file is. Copying and pasting all this shit would take forever. I did not realize that the agent that I employed, which is Claude's co-work, would do it in a smart, repeatable way. It actually did something that I didn't expect, in a manner that was more intelligent than I gave it credit for. Because I was like, this is going to do a kind of shitty job that I'll have to clean up, and it'll take me 50 hours instead of 100, right? But it wrote a Python script. Let me open this in VS Code. Can I just drag this in? I should be able to, right? Where is my... Oh, yes, there we go. So it wrote a Python script on the back end to parse this, which is really cool, because I did not expect it to do all of the regex and everything for this. This is pretty sophisticated. This is a little less sophisticated, but that's probably fine. Oh, it's a pen. I wouldn't have done it like this, but that's... At least it's legible. Ooh, Nightbot, good job. Nightbot just nuked someone. You can't see the chat today, but Nightbot fucking took him out back. Gave him the old careful buddy warning. This is, yeah. So, where I expected it to hallucinate a bunch of, like, random info when it was, like, converting everything from the SRD to an output, like, through the LLM, it didn't even do that. And this also saves me on a lot of tokens, right? So it just wrote a program to do it for it, the same way that I would have done if I didn't have Claude to do it. Yeah, this is very interesting. I'm much more interested in the AI stuff, not doing everything for me, but with review from me, going through and doing very specific things like this. I think that's kind of its use case. Because, you know, everything's a hammer, and if you... No, I don't want to... That's a little too hype. Everything's a hammer, but if you use a hammer to clean your windows, you're gonna end up with broken windows, you know? So if you take AI and you put it into everything, you're gonna break your windows. But literally, you might break your windows. If you're targeted and you know where the tool should be used, I think in places like that, I think I'm coming around it not just being like generally bad. I think it's generally not good at everything. Generally, but specifically in cases like that, that was very impressive. I was impressed. I feel like on that alone, I got my $20 worth. So, I don't know. Most folks still don't like AI in any form, which I understand the viewpoint, although I do not share it. I understand the art stuff, though. Not morally, but functionally, I understand that much better. Okay. What am I doing? Oh yeah, the modal. So this seems done. And now I can stack the modal overlay with a generic display box in my users.view. And we will see what we can do. So we've got this users, right? Now we want our modal overlay. Ref modal overlay correct. I don't want any of this. Actually, create user is fine. No, create user is not fine. I want what is this called? Generic display box, right? Stop it highlighting random bullshit. Modal overlay. And then this has a template, what, it's template title? Because this is not being very... Template header and content. Header. Content. There we go. And then in the form, we can do our same pattern from login. Since I'm copying and pasting stuff, every time I copy and paste something, I put a little marble in my head from the goal of not being its own component to being its own component. And I've done this like 5 or 6 times now, copying this specific piece of text, and I think I now need to make a change. So this is where we get to make our user. And you know what? I think we're on to something new here. So this is going to be, I'm going to call this a view-part. This folder, and I might even add a markdown for each of these to explain what should be in this folder. A view part is going to be a component that you can add that is a part of a whole view. So if you got like a settings page and your settings page has like audio, visual, general, you can have each of one of those be a view part, right? So let's do that really quick. And maybe even in the, well, because I might use this create user someplace else. So I'm going to save this. Create user, dot view. And the create user.view is going to be this generic display box. In here. So script, setup, laying type script. We've done this before. Arrow keys. Oh, there we go. Template. The weather's starting to get really bad. I'm not stoked about the weather. And then style sculptor. Dash style. Cool. Save. So now in here is where I'll store all of my bits and bobs. Generic display box from that. I need to import ref from view. Import ref from view. And then I can create a constant username equals ref string. There we go. Cool. I think I've been missing that TypeScript stuff a little bit. I think I've been fucking that up just a wee bit. Cool. Mortal overlay, and then inside this we'll have our create user thingamabob. And then const, what is this? Mortal overlay ref instance type. Yep, there we go. Can I find him ref? I forgot to import it. Import ref from view. Cool, save. And now when I click this button, create user, we're going to have exactly what it wanted. That's good. Open create user mortal overlay. Open, there we go. So this will toggle it open. And then I need to do the same thing I did for the not navbar, no, the user. App global component, user icon, where I have this event listener to handle a click outside. I could probably generalize this as well. So we bop back to our users. Now we can handle a click outside. We want to close, not drop down, but well, actually, do I want it to be click outside? No, I want there to be a button. I will create a button to close the overlay at some point. We'll see what I can do. We will see. I don't want this to work. The create user should emit when it clicks a button, and then I can pick up on that emit in here and control the overlay. Right? Right. Well, let's see. So let's see if we get anything here. I think this should work to an extent. I just want to drop back a little bit because I feel like there's been a few refs that I missed being TypeScript. Maybe I'm wrong on that. That's correct. Like this open ref. Yeah, this is not correct. This should be type boolean. I know generally it does not need that, but just having it there makes me at ease. Puts me at ease a little bit. Okay. Go back, create user. We have our username. We've got our email, our password. So here's a question. Do we want admins to be able to create passwords for users? I think so. Ideally, you would have create user send an email to the user and then that user would click a link in the email to go to this page, and then they would enter their password. I think instead what we're going to do is we're going to create a password. The admin will create a password. So username, email, password confirm. This is basically just the create admin. Maybe I can do something about that. Interesting. I'll think on it. Like that literally might just be the same thing. From setup. And then when you create... Okay, I'm just gonna copy this shit over. First save that. Email, password, convert password don't exist here, right? Password ref string, and then email. There we go. And then when you are a new user and you enter your account for the first time, instead of being taken to the home page, you get immediately taken to the change password page where it updates your password, and you aren't allowed to do anything until it's done. Because that's just the most secure way to do it. That way the admin doesn't know passwords. Right? Something else I thought about, the admin should not have normal functions. So the admin should only be able to do things like creating users, changing global settings. It can't have access to anything else, otherwise people are going to think that they can use the admin account for whatever they're doing, and they should not. You should log into the admin to create new stuff, and then you should log out of it and log back in as a normal user, like a GM or a player. Okay? Here we go. Let's take a look now at the actual site, and let's see what this does. So this makes a modal. Can I click this again? No. So I can't click this, I can't click this. That's all working correctly. We've got our modal overlay with this business. And actually, I just noticed one thing that I want to change. The first is that there's no way to close this interface once you've got it open. I need to do something about that, and I think I know how. So, typically, we've been trained through using the internet that whenever you click outside of a modal overlay, it closes. And I'm going to do the same thing in my work now. I'm also going to get rid of, in this modal overlay, this class modal here. I don't like it. It's not necessary. Just put whatever you want in here and call it a day. That should not be styled at all. Now, we can do @click. @click. Or should we do a click outside the slot? You know what? Let's do that. Let's be a little classy, huh? Maybe a little classy. User icon, right? We want this. Why does this have API? Oh, because I took that out. Cool. Modal overlay. Bop up here. Oh, there we go. And then I can steal this. And I can paste it down here. I'm actually gonna put the define expose at the bottom. Open dot value. Property value does not exist on type. What? Oh, that's right. Not overlay. This needs a class. Class equals stuff. So if we click outside of stuff, we set mortal visible to false. That should function correctly. So click. Oh no, it won't even open. Failed to load users not views. We do syntax errors non-existent module. What the fuck? No, I just have a bad. Just have a bad. Why not work? Why no work? Target event, target HTML. Cool. Maybe it's because that wasn't on screen and you clicked. Hang on. Target event. Heh. So now open. Why does the box here not have a background? Why are you the way you are? Oh, it's only got an outline? Oh, shit. Oh. Well, alright. I guess I'll fix that. Where's my... generic display box on... Whoa. Nope, my brain just didn't brain there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings again. Background color, color secondary. So there is a background color, it's just not defined. Okay, that's fine. And then in users, this needs a background color. No. User icon. This needs a background color. And yes, all these colors needs to be defined as variables. I just haven't done it yet. I just got to do that and sit down and make that happen. But I'm lazy. I'll be honest with you. Okay. Now we've got an actual window here. Create user, username, email, password, confirm password, finish setup. Now clicking outside does not do anything. So, I need to make that happen. And how do I do that, you ask? Well, I don't fucking know yet, but I'll figure it out. Where is create user, user icon? Instead of having this listener for click outside, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna see if I can @click this overlay because it's on top of everything else, right? So @click equals close modal. We're gonna see if this works. If not, what is it complaining about? Oh, that's not used. Alright. Cool. Cool. Why is there so much padding up top? That's not correct. The main page has top padding. Nope, don't want that. App. Main page, padding. Syntax padding. 1 through 4. So it should be 0, 1 rem. Oh no, no comma, that's right. So 0, 1 rem. 1 rem. There we go. Save. Oh, no padding on bottom either. It should be left and right. Cool. Works. Those works. Let's stop the padding on top. Oh, I know I didn't stop the padding on bottom. It's because I'm a fucking smart. That acted dumb for a moment. Yeah. If that's me, still stupid. Okay, let me solve this one. Padding is 0, so this should be 1. This is right. This is the left side. What is the fucking bottom? Is it this? Okay. Okay. Now, yippee, we did it. That's fine. This all needs to be bigger. I guess I'm just used to it being really close. Okay. Let's go back to create user. Now we get this page. Now we can click out of it and we're good. We can create and modify users for the admin. Right. App is fine. Footer. That display box is okay. So I've got create user. And I can also add modify user here. Modify user. That'll do. And these are going to be so similar, I will just copy this over at some point. Create, modify. Cool. Cool, cool. Now, oh, you can't even see it. Damn it. I'm smart. Now we need to get this stuff hooked up. I'm just gonna go steal from what I did before in setup. Where I've got this function and these functions, and this should all just be one component, and I will do that in a little bit. Just want to do it now. Do I just want to do it now? I should just do it now. But, you know what's funny? I am doing it now. I'm already doing it now. I just haven't realized it yet. import auth store. Yeah, I just haven't realized it yet, but I am doing it. And then this stuff can go here. And then, do I need the router? No, I don't need the router for this one. I mean, I can import it, because I can make this a little bit general. The way I'm going to do this is, it's like, what, define props, right? And then I define a prop like this. And, no, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. Stop it. How does define props work in the new TS? Let me get this again. Oh, it's not even define props in TypeScript. It's just props. Oh, no, it is define props. I'm fucking stupid. I can't read. Const props equals define props. This here. There we go. And then, now I don't need to pass this stuff, but what I want to do is route after creation. That should be a string. And I actually need to make this a little bit more complicated. So type string, right? I need a description. It's for documentation. And this is not new to the string. I just need to define this. Navigate to route to after user creation. String. There we go. And then I can import the router. And then when it's done, it'll move. I also need an alt title, right? So alt title string instead of create user. Genius. And I can set this as a default create user. Save. Let me grab from setup. No, not users. Why are you being a baby? I'll have to look at that because that doesn't seem right. Okay, we're going to import this. We're going to go back to our create user. Boop, boop, boop. Wait, am I dumb? Am I not doing this right? I'm not doing this right. Nope, I'm not doing this right at all. Okay, I guess there's some different stuff here that is TypeScript specific. So this is how I define my defaults. I did not know this. So alt title gets a default of create user. I don't remember this syntax, but it could just be. It seems kind of pissed off at me for trying to do this. Title string. right? And then this description would go inside of a comment. Unless I'm just really confused. And then we just clear this. Is this right? These are both optional. Cool. Now I'm going to put this on its own, just for consistency. And then this should be a string. Whoops. String. This is also optional. And now this is not working. Oh, because I messed this up. It's with defaults. I think this is what the documentation is saying. Is that right? Is that right? I also need one more, which is alt route. You know what? This should just be route. Just route, and this should just be title. Title. Route. No, close. Route. And then this route does not go to login. What in the holy fuck are you on? Dash. Nope, it should be API dash auth dash create user. Alternative route. Oh, you know what's not gonna work here? I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be a little janky, but that's okay. It's gonna let me reuse a bunch of stuff. Because setup and create don't really use the same routing, but we'll deal. Oh, there's one thing I'm missing, which makes this kind of a pain in my ass. Okay, you know what I can do? Everyone, I got myself into hot water and I don't like it. I'm taking this all back. Taking it all back. We don't need the props. We don't need the router. This isn't gonna be a general thing. It's not. I realized I'm stupid. I realized I'm dumb. We don't need this. This isn't going to setup. This is going to create user. Create user. Create user. Yep, I know that that's gonna freak out. We don't need the check set up. That's done. We need the roll. It's the one thing I missed. Create user is definitely real though. Is it just not exported? No, it's exported. Username, password, email, role. Right? Username, password, email. Roll that value. Because I need a role. Const role equals ref string should be blank. Why does this say roll up version? What the fuck happened? Setup store isn't used. It's not needed. This is none of those are needed. Save. Down here, I need an input. This needs type roll. Roll, but text probably not. There should probably be a select. Should it not? Is it even input or is it just select, right? Select. And then options. And then we close our select. Did I not fucking delete this just a second ago? Why are you such a pain in my ass? The AI is really freaking me out, everyone. Anyway. Player. GM. Value player. Value GM. And we'll see how the select is styled. I'm not sure. Let me just double check my back end type check. Role as roles, which is in here. Admin, GM, and player. Cool. And you can't make a new admin. It's against the rules. You're not allowed. Firm password for select. Create user. Up here in our validation, email that value and roll that value. And if they don't have an email, they better have an email. That's all I'm going to say about that. We also need to double check, make sure that roll is what we set it to. Cool. Cool. Save that. Next, I need a new song. What is this? Okay, that's fine. It's a little kind of bubbly song, I guess. All this seems fine. Let's check out the button is not here. Where did the button go? Home. Why did the button go away? That was strange. Great user, this is off the screen. Is that just because my sizing isn't good? Why is it so small now? What the fuck is going on? I get... What? Oh, I need to figure out how to stop the click behavior for this modal overlay. This guy. So this is click. I need this to at like click ignore or something? What is it? What is this trying to do? What is the AI think? It's not doing nothing. Documentation, help me, please. Please. Oh, just click that stop. Okay. So this should be at click dot stop. And then that should be fine, and then save. And we'll see if that's real or if I'm a big dingus. Great. No, that did not work in the slightest. Why didn't that I feel like that should have worked. I feel like I've done exactly that before. What? Maybe I make this a div? Maybe that'll work. Okay, div. Or throw this slot in there. And I'm gonna take this click stop and I'm gonna move it to here. There we go. That fixed it. What usernames did I just have in there? I don't know. Oh, my email. Okay, that's great. Okay, cool. And then role, player, and GM, that seems fine. I'm not too stoked about how this looks. I feel like you should take up more of the screen. The text is tiny. It's like ridiculous tiny. If we look at the text on any of these, this is like readable, I guess. This is readable. This all just feels very far away, but it could be that I've been looking at it like this for 2 hours now. 3 hours now. It's been 3 hours? Oh my gosh, time flies. If I click outside, that's fine. If I type a username in, like this, and then I click outside and I click back, it disappears. That's strange behavior. Okay. Fine. Fine for now. So, only... Let me get rid of this stupid comment in these random imports that I'm not going to use. So, the stuff inside of create user is only being held until it unloads it. Oh, because it's an if. It's not making it on display, it's making it disappeared. Cool. Now, is my create user route implemented? Did I remember to do that? Log out, modify user, log in, create user is here. So this checks if we're a user rec body. That's fine. And then we bop to the create user auth, which is in here. Which I gotta remember, there's shortcuts for passing between files like this. This will create a user. Now, if role does not equal admin, or if role equals admin, can't create admin user, right? Not allowed. Hash password, wait, hash password, that's fine. Create username. What if there's a conflict? Does the username have to be unique? Unique. Yeah, so this will throw an error. What error does it throw? Let me see. Okay. Okay. P2002, unique constraint violation. So now if I go back to, let's drop a modify really quick, end modal, and I go to, not stores auth, not stores auth, clearly not. I need to go back to here. P202. Okay, cool. So your required role is admin. That's all chill. Login. Okay. Logout's fine. Then we got modify, which we'll work on next. All right. Cool. I think we're in a good way. Weather's real bad. Oh my gosh. I want to make sure that I'm actually passing the rollback. Yeah, I am. Okay. Which means that if I go to... I'm going to do a little side quest to be able to test this a little bit better. We're going to side quest back to this auth store here. And when I log in, I get the username and password back. I should. So I should be able to... This is going to be a little bit more sophisticated later. But now I can update these. Value. Okay. Value of. Wait, what? No, that's not a string, buddy. I mean, am I incorrect here? Oh, trying to set this. Ah, pisser. User. Oh. This should be name. Let's should make this name. Name. And then we're not overwriting anything. Cool. Now that I've actually got this stuff in user icon, instead of having this user here, I can do one of these. And we're going to import our auth store. Oh, we've already got it. So now we can do auth store. Dot username. Right, see this? Cool. Is it gonna save? There we go. And now it should show me my username when I go back to the page here. And instead it crashed. It did not work. Console. Checked. Weird. Why is setup? Oh, I'm opening my other tabs. Why is setup printing stuff? Setup should not be printing stuff. That's throwing me off. Turn console.error. No, it's definitely logging something. It's not an error. It says it's coming from... Oh, this is auth. Setup. There we go. Save. Okay, so user icon, auth store. Username. Hang on, thinking of something. let me just add a bracket here just to see. Is it just not getting the username? Is it just not finding it? Is it because I need to log in again? This and more at 8. Oh my gosh. So when I check auth, it needs to return, but also it needs to get the res, it needs to do the same thing it did for login here. Actually, login just needs to work the same. Why is this like this? Try, then do this, then catch error, then do that. Then this stuff needs to go in this thing, and I need to not be stupid. And this needs to go in the up here, right here, boop. And this stuff needs to disappear for forever and always. And ow, ow, that hurt. Same thing here. This needs to be done correctly. Gosh, I hate doing things correctly. Why do it right the first time when you can fucking do it twice? That's what I always say. That's what Mom always used to tell me. Okay, copy here. Boop. There. Up. Why do I have the res if I don't need it? Just try it. There we go. Then there. And save. Then we want this to return the username and the role as well. Which means that's fine. All's well. Then in our roles, or in our routes, our check login, check. So this just says authenticated. I need it to do something else, which is give me the role like we do in login. Okay. So we don't actually need to log in. We need the we need a function called check. Oh, I just F12. What am I doing? Uh-oh. I'm losing my brain. Oh. What did I just do? No, stop it. I don't know what I just did. Check. We don't even need the username, right? No, we do. Rec.body. No, does authenticate token pass the username in? I think so. Save. And then in save? Save button? What the fuck is going on? There we go. Pardon my potty mouth, but damn it. Export. Async function check. Username string is undefined. If yeah. Yep, no, you're right. You're right. Do it. There we go. Find unique where user, then return user. Cool. I actually only need 2 fields from this, so I should probably select it more carefully. How do I do that? This will all make sense when I'm doing it in a second. I'll explain it. I promise. Okay. That makes 100% sense. Select username, true, role, true. Cool. I need to add this kind of everywhere where I select, right? This just finds first. That's okay. I don't need everything. This just gets us a count. That's cool. That's great. Login. User. Username, not password. Username, email, role. No, just user and role, right? That's all we give back to the user. That's fine. No, I don't need... Oh, we do need the password for login. That's right. Can I remove the user from... or the password from this? I don't think I've ever removed a field from an object like that. I guess I could just destructure it, right? Yeah, destruction is probably my best bet. User equals, so this will be username. Yeah. There we go, come on. Oh, I don't even need the destructure. I'm fine. I'm fine. I know what's going on. Okay. There's so much happening. I feel like I've made 1,000 changes. I've made 26 changes. I'm gonna just, you know what? I know that you're supposed to fart things out by feature, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll it up into one commit, and I'm gonna throw it at the door, and I'm gonna ship it. Do I really want to ship it like that? Fuck no. I don't, but I will, because I need to get it done. That'll be precious. Okay. This really doesn't need to be unauthenticated. There should be something else. It should be like just invalid user or something. But whatever. Did I do this correctly? Is my Brianing? Yeah, we just need the login templating here, right? And then it should be fine, right? If I bob back here, res that data.username.role, that's fine, is it not? Let's just go check. Let's just go see. I need to completely restart this because I made route changes. Dev. Here. Okay, now I need to log in. No, that doesn't make sense. Something's wrong. Feels like something's wrong. Yep, something's wrong. And I'm not catching an error that's clearly happening. I think it's something to do with these try-catch blocks. I don't know that that's actually correct. If residence size is not equal to 100, constant not longer than return, yeah. Same thing here. Really, this should just throw an error, right? Throw a new error. I thought it'd be .user. I was right. Wait, why is your page weird? Oh. You were looking at not this. I changed the res.status to be correct. Throw a new error logging in data. That seems fine. And then these need to be changed to .user because that's how it changed previously. That's how I changed it in the route. Now, I go here, I click OK, and I reload, and I try to log in. This should log me in. There we go. It's gonna bug me about changing my password, and now you can see our name is up here. My name. I can log out, and I can log back in. Okay, now if I go to users, and I create a user, let's just name it like soup or something official. Sure, we can put my email in there. I'll be a player. I'll be a GM. My password can be astif. Create user. I think that worked. Let me make sure, because if I try to input it twice, failed setting type prop type on select. Value text is invalid. What? Man, I love this music. Great user. Oh. This does not need type. Okay. Now if I click the create, oh well, I can't really do that, can I? If I try to create a user with a similar name, it'll fucking freak out. But now I can log out. I should be able to log into soup. Yeah, there we go. Look at me. My genius is astounding. If I log out, it's not gonna let me log in as anyone, right? If I like try to log in as like whatever the fuck that is. No, okay, it'll error. Cool. Now I can log into soup. Perfect. You know what that means. Create user. Fucking done. Or, you know, done-ish. There's one thing I want to do. I do need to leave here in, like, now. Let me see if I can do this quickly. So, under create user, I need to emit a value. When I do this, we need to emit user created, right? Actually, this needs to go to finally. No matter what happens, finally emit close. Cool. Not C type. Stop it. And then, what is it fucking freaking out at? Process. Why is emit not working? Isn't emit in the view package? Right? Yeah, I didn't think well, okay, I guess I kind of did think, but I guess you don't need it in... What are you complaining about? Define emits. Is this it? No, you don't need this anymore, do you? Define emits, close. Just the one. And now, if I go to... So I like putting define emits all the way at the bottom of these. There we go. Is this right? Am I doing this correctly? Close. Okay. And then when I pop back up to users, and I've got this modal overlay with create user, I can hook into this and I can say at close, right? And I can modal overlay dot toggle. This is trying to load changes right now. Dot toggle modal. This is possibly null? Why is it possibly null? Oh, I guess that makes sense. This doesn't need dot value because it's in the template, right? Now it's pissing its pants. What? Const. Close. Genius. Now, let's create another user in our users, huh? Let's do this. Let's close out of that. I need to log in as admin. Users, create user. Bob. Sure, we can have the same email. Bob will be a player. I create user Bob. Okay. There's no toast or anything to tell me that worked. But now I should be able to do... Hang on. Wait, did that work? Create user Paul. Paul is my email. And is a player. It worked. When I clicked the create user, it closed the modal, which is what I wanted. So, good, go me. Yippee. Hang on. Sorry, I got a funny notification. All right, that's where I'm going to call it. We did good work today. We made a lot of progress. This is, for all intents and purposes, done. For a text, strike through. We started our navigation. Version is also in progress. We completed the logout feature, which is just hooking up the routes. We completed creating users. We have modify users in progress. We have the version feature in progress, and many more to come. So obviously we still haven't gotten to the D&D specific stuff, but we will soon. Hopefully by the end of the week, I can start on like a character sheet or something like that for all the D&D nerds, because title of the stream and the thing at the bottom says D&D web app. So I gotta fulfill that promise at some point soon, but not tonight. I need to go to the store to buy pants because I'm out of pants that aren't sweatpants and pajamas.